All right, well, why don't we get started? Let's see if other people join. Hey there, how you doing? All right, so let's start out with our breathing. We're gonna be on our back. We're gonna do the first round as mobility. Let me get my timer up. Feet are gonna be in the air or flat on the ground. Hands are gonna be up. The idea, you want your pelvis tilted a little bit so that your lower core is engaged, and you do not want to be breathing through your stomach. You want to breathe through your ribs. So you're going to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and we're going to do 5 breaths, breathing out as much as you can each time and pausing for 2 seconds at the end. So here we go. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. Two more. You may notice sometimes you can't get as good of a breath as other times, and that's just because your ribs may be more tight. So just breathe in as much as you can, even if you're not getting a really deep breath. Nice. Okay, we're gonna go into open books just for a little bit of thoracic mobility. So you're gonna be on your side. Your knees are gonna be at 90 degrees stacked. You don't want your top knee to slide back. Your hands are gonna be extended, and you're just going to open up your top arm. Keep your knees stacked, don't let them slide, and you can either hold it there or you can do 5 repetitions. Really think about twisting from your upper body though, not from your hips. You want your hips to remain stacked. And I usually pause for 2 or 3 seconds just to really feel the stretch when I'm open. Once you've done 5, you can switch. This has been a really hard exercise for me in recent weeks because my upper back's been really, really tight. And actually, just today, for the first time in a long while, it actually feels a lot more open. It feels good. Couple more. You may feel a stretch in your bicep. That's okay too. I often feel that. That bicep area gets really tight when you're doing a lot of swimming, or even just the way that we ride our bikes and run, holding our arms up. So it's very, very common. Okay, we're gonna go into a cobra. We're gonna do 15 press-ups. You can have your hands out farther, you can have them closer. The closer you are, the harder it is, and the higher up you're gonna go. But just do what feels comfortable, particularly for this first round. You want your back, low back, and glutes to be as relaxed as you can possibly make them. Really feel it through your front core. Think about pushing your chest forward through your mid-back. Also think about bringing your shoulders down. So if you find your shoulders are up by your chin, really try to bring them down and press that chest forward. You can do these really slowly. doing these mobility exercises after a long weekend of training just is really good for your nervous system. Just open things up a bit. Once you've done 15 of those, we're going to get on our backs and we're going to hold for 45 seconds each side, single leg glute bridge. One of our core exercises, as you guys know now. So hands are going to be up in the air. I prefer not down the ground because I don't want you pushing with your arms. You're just going to come up with one leg and we'll begin. Really think about making sure that your weight is distributed through your foot. So you don't want all the weight on the outside of your foot. You want to really feel your big toe pushing through. Really think about activating your glute and your hamstring. Your arms are up in the air. Think about breathing through those ribs. You want to have a little bit of a pelvic tilt, so you don't want your back to be arched. You want to have that pelvic tilt. So you should be really feeling it in your glutes and your hamstrings and less so in your quad. If you're feeling in your quad, it's not unusual to do that, but that's not where you want to be feeling it. We're going to switch in 3, 2, 1, switch sides. Nice work. So many of us are quad dominant, and so it's really easy to do the work in your quads, but the idea of this exercise is to help activate the glutes. I kind of every few seconds, I've mentioned this before, but I am like always just sort of like pulsing my glute, just trying to remember to keep it activated. Keep that big toe down. And rest. Nice work. Okay, we're gonna go back to the Cobra real quick. We're just gonna do a quick round of Cobra and then go back to the glute bridge. And then we're gonna move on to our next round. So we're just gonna, this time, go up and hold. We're just gonna hold for about 30 seconds. Really relaxing that back and your glutes. Bring the shoulders down, press the chest forward. Although if you're having low back pain, it can feel really good to stretch forward. Actually doing this exercise is the best thing you can do to help loosen up that low back. All right, back to the glute bridge. This time we are gonna do a double leg bridge and we are gonna go 25 times up and down. So you're just gonna go up, hands are gonna be up in the air and down, only going up as far as your glutes and hamstrings will allow. Getting that good pelvic tilt so you're not arching your back. You do it nice and slow. I've got about 10 more here. Nice job. All right. So we're gonna stay on our backs. We're gonna go into our next round. The first thing we're gonna be doing is dead bugs. I'm gonna add a little bit of a variation to what we've been doing. So we're gonna do opposite arm and opposite leg, but normally I just want you to be placing your arm there, but I want you to really push, but create some resistance between your knee and your elbow or your arm. And what you're gonna feel is you're gonna feel activation in your oblique. And so it actually helps with stabilization. It's just like the next step in this exercise. So press with this arm and then keep that pressure, and you're gonna extend out. Makes it a little bit harder. We're gonna do 10 each side. Make sure when you extend out, you keep that pressure. So you're really activating multiple areas of your core. If you don't feel that oblique, you're not pushing hard enough. Once you've done 10, switch sides. This definitely makes it a little bit harder. Remember to keep that pressure strong between your forearm and your knee. Breathe out and you extend out. In when you come in. Once you've done 10, we're gonna go into a side plank. If you can, if you don't feel comfortable going all the way up, you can just go on your knees. If you want to have your feet staggered and go up, that's okay too. And if you feel comfortable, what I'd like to try to do this round is have your feet stacked. So it's a little bit harder, and we're gonna hold for a minute each side, starting in 3, 2, 1, go up. You really think about activating that lower glute. It will help with the activation of those obliques. Think about having a straight line between your shoulders and your hips and your feet. You don't want to be leaning too far forward or opening too much up. If you find yourself starting to sag, really try to engage that lower glute. We've got just 15 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and down. Let's switch sides. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, up. This exercise is actually a really good shoulder exercise too. One of the great things about planking is it helps with shoulder strength, which is a really good thing. So you may find as we're holding it a little bit longer, you're finding your shoulders getting tired. And that's exactly what it is because it's essentially like that shoulder area having to work to hold your body weight up. So if you find yourself opening up a little bit, I just did, just make sure you stay aligned. Just have 10 seconds left. and down. Nice job. Okay, we're gonna do a adductor stretch, my favorite. So get on your hands and knees for this round. You want your foot, I know you can't see it, you want your foot flat on the ground, so you don't want it up like this, because then you're getting a little bit of stretch to your peroneals as well. Bring your knee out as far as is comfortable, and you're just gonna rock back and forth. If you want, you can turn your heel up. Gets a little bit more adductor and hamstring. And let's switch sides. If you want to turn that heel up, you can do it now. Okay, so we are gonna go into an upper plank like this, but I'm gonna try to attempt something. It's really, really hard. So if you can't do it, that's okay. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't do it, depending upon how tired I am. But I wanna challenge you guys a little bit, and I wanna introduce something new. So I'm gonna show it to you. I may be terrible at it today myself, so you just have to bear with me. But it's a good next step as you try to progress your core. So if you can't do it, or you sort of like want to try it and then just go back into a straight plank, that's okay. I'm going to show it to you. And then, so it's kind of a advanced version of the bird dog, where you're up in a plank like so, and then you're going to lift your leg and your arm. You have to do it very slowly up. Now the idea is to do it without moving. It's really hard. And you want to try to not be piked. You want to be trying to down, but just give it a go. It's a really, really hard core exercise. So we're going to do this for a minute. You can try it. You can just, if you want to just hang out in this plank position, that's okay. But we're going to go for a minute. Okay. 3, 2, 1. The wider you hold your feet, it's very, very hard. Like I said, some days I'm pretty good at it. Other days, not as much, but it forces a lot of core engagement, which is something that's really good for your swimming. Like if you think about when you're swimming and trying to stabilize your body, just 10 more seconds here. And down. Nice job. I know it's really hard, but it's a good thing. Like it's just a good exercise to know about. And if you want to challenge yourself some days and try something new, it's good to do. Okay, we're gonna go back to the dead bug. This time what we're gonna do is we're gonna just hold for 10 seconds each leg, and we're gonna do that for a minute. So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, extend out, and let's just hold. Switch sides. Switch sides. Switch sides. Really think about engaging that lower core. Switch sides. Last one, switch sides. You want your back to stay flat on the ground. And down. Nice work. Okay, we're gonna go back into the side planks. So on this round, if you can, we're gonna hold for a minute, but somewhere in that minute, see if you can do 5 leg lifts. So a leg lift is like that. You can do 1 and take a pause. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. You can do 1 and take a pause. You want to keep really good form. So you don't have to do them all in a row, but just think about keeping really good form. You want to stay as stable as possible. Nice work. We've got about 20 seconds left. And switch sides. Nice job. We got 30 seconds left to go here. Fifteen seconds. Three, two, 1, and down. Nice work. Okay, so we're gonna do a bear this time. So we're not gonna crawl. We've done the bear a bunch. So you're just gonna have your toes curled under. You're gonna come up into a stance, and you want your, see how my back is flat, and then I tuck my tailbone. So you're not arching your back. You're simply, rather than having your back arched like that, you're tucking your tailbone. So we're gonna hold there, and all we're gonna do is a simple hand march while we're going, and we're gonna hold for 1 minute. In 3, 2, 1, get that tailbone tucked, and just lift a hand one at a time, keeping your hips really stable. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can just hold the position, really thinking about getting that tailbone tuck. Nice work. We've got 20 seconds left. and down. Nice job. All right, let's go back to that adductor stretch. We're just gonna do the same thing this time. Try to get into it a little bit more if you can. You can bring your heel up if you want. We're just gonna go do 2 more exercises after this. I know we got started a little bit late. I don't want to keep you guys too long. All right, let's switch sides. We're gonna do 1 new exercise, and 1 exercise that you guys should know. You can turn your heel up. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the exercise. I don't think we've done this one before, but I could be wrong. So essentially you're gonna be on your side as if you were doing an open book. Your knees are gonna be stacked. You're gonna be kind of at 90 degrees. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna squeeze your top glute. It's called a clamshell, and it's gonna, by squeezing, you don't wanna be using this part of your hip right here to open up. You literally wanna be squeezing. So you may only be able to open just a little tiny bit, and that's okay. Or you may be able to open a little bit more, but it all needs to come from squeezing your upper butt cheek. So we're gonna do 10 of those on each side. This is one of my favorite running exercises, actually. I think that it's really, really good for getting your glutes activated. And some days I can barely lift my knee off of my other knee, and other days I'm able to really get good glute activation. And so it's just a really good exercise too, to sort of like let you know where you're at. And if you can barely lift your knee up, that's okay, actually. Like, don't feel discouraged by it. Once you've done 10, you can switch, but it's something that you can include in, you know, like a daily routine if you have one that you like to do. And you definitely, the more you do them, the more you'll notice a difference in being able to do them. Sometimes when I haven't done them for a while and like my run form's really off, I'll start doing them and I can like barely lift my knee off of my other knee. And once I've done them for a week or two, it really just helps so much. It's also really good for just like stabilization of kind of like your lower oblique area. Once you've done 10 on each side, we're gonna go into V-ups. And we're gonna do 20 of them today. So just as a reminder, you extend down and come up. So I will count, and here we go. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 more, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Nice job. Good work, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for joining today. I know it's Labor Day. Let's see if I can rally people to come back next week. But thank you so much. It's a really good session today. Nice work. And I'll see you next week. Bye.